What's up, guys? NBA talk. There will be a game seven. If you check the title, there will be game seven. The Indiana Pacers come right back to tie the series up 101 to 83. That second half, wow. First off, the first half, pretty very close. Even Toronto trying to pull themselves away, Indiana pulls them right back to them. Just like Indiana, Toronto is just trying to push away, but Indiana would not let them. It ended up being 44 to 40 in the halftime, Toronto being up four, and then the third quarter happened, and that's it. It was a wrap. And then even the fourth quarter, they almost held them down to 6 points in the fourth quarter, and they had at least 20 points in the fourth quarter. Of course, Toronto ended up with 19 points with the bench that they have. But in the fourth quarter, they put up 30 points, including the third quarter. They also put up 30 points. That was freaking awesome. The starters for the Indiana Pacers showed up big time. So let's get into the stats for the Indiana Pacers. Paul George did not have a good offensive game when it comes to shooting, but everything else he touched upon. He had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block shot. Pretty damn well for a guy. He has been consistent all this series, and he's still doing it, even if he's not doing it in the scoring position, but he's doing everything else as well. So big ups to Paul George for keeping it consistent. Myles Turner showing up too. 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 block shots. This boy has a future. This guy does not shy away from the moment. He just gets it to you. He puts up the points too if he wants to. He has to work on that on the offensive game. Um, Especially in a post, they could really use someone from the post to help out. His defensive game is just phenomenal. I think he's the best defensive player rookie. If there was a defensive rookie of the year, he would be it. Myles Turner for sure. A very good player. Miami had 12 points and 4 rebounds and 2 block shots. 2 steals as well. Big time. Monty Ellis, thank you. 14 points. He actually drove into the paint. He's been a shooter for most part of this game series, but now this is what he should be doing. He also picked up 4 steals as well. Pretty good. George Hill with 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and a steal as well. He didn't shoot really good at all, 2 out of 8, but he did everything else, keeping Kyle Lowry down big time. Also, Monty Ellis keeping DeRozan down too. Or I think that Paul George was on DeRozan. I'm not sure, but I think DeRozan was guarded by Paul George. I have to look at the replays again. You have Ronnie Stuckey with 8 points. This boy Hill with 9 points. Nothing much from everyone else. 46% from the field overall. 36% from the 3-point range. 12 steals. That is the number that was pretty much a big factor in this game. 21 assists, 44 rebounds, 14 turnovers, and 7 block shots. So that's it for the Indiana Pacers. They put up the work on the defensive end, big time. They pretty much went Super Saiyan, like smacked them all around. Toronto, you have you have Carroll with 15 points and 2 steals. 5 points for Patrick Patterson. I expect better from him. Valanciunas have 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 block shots. A pretty decent game. Very pretty decent game from him. DeRozan, Cal Lowry, come on. Um, 3 out of 13 from DeRozan. 8 points. This guy has not been showing up this entire series. Only one instance, that was last game, where he showed up. Kyle Lowry hasn't had a big game in this entire series at all. Shooting par, he had 10 points. He kept the team afloat. He was getting people involved. He had 10 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. But his presence on offensive end, it just wasn't showing. Um, Cory Joseph had 15 points. He was a huge help, and no one else really to show off. Terrence Ross had 9 points, but that's pretty much it. 36% from the field overall, 31% from the 3-point range, 40 rebounds, only 14 assists, and 16 turnovers. Gotta do better than that. The stars needs to show up. Kyle Lowry and DeRozan needs to show up if they're going to win this series. It's at their town. Toronto is the last game, Game 7. He needs to show up. Kyle Lowry needs to show up. Everyone else has been pretty decent and pretty good at times. They have been consistent. Well, not tonight, but for the most part of this series, the supporting cast of Kyle Lowry and DeRozan have been showing up offensively and defensively. They need to step up. They need to take leadership to get these guys following them. Paul George is doing that for the Indiana Pacers. They got to do better. So, Game 7 at Toronto will be the last game of this series. So, we'll see what happens. Currently, right now, we have the Miami Heat versus Charlotte Hornets, which is about to end in a couple few. So, it's going down to the wire. So, I'll check you guys later. Peace out. Good luck.